the first step that you're going to want to do is take a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, fold it in half down the center vertically, and do it again. So I'm fold it in half twice, so they have something like this. And you put that back, and you'll have your folded piece of paper twice, just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fold one side down the middle and make sure it's perfectly lined up, just like that. Make a nice crease there. Use a pair of scissors if you want to make the crease really fine. I usually do this to make sure that it's a clean cut. Make sure it's nice and crisp. And then you have your first part of the fuselage. Basically what we're aiming for here is sort of a triangular shaped fuselage, which you're going to accomplish by folding all of these sides and making it just like that. Now here's the next step. You're going to want to fold the triangle inwards to make a shape like this. You bend down the center. Now here's the part where you have to cut the fuselage. This is the bottom of it. The SR-71 Blackbird has a rounded nose cone section, which you take a pair of scissors and you can make symmetrical cuts by folding it like this and cutting it. What you're going to have is something like this now, after you've cut your top section of the fuselage on however way you like. This is the way it's more realistic this way. As towards the end of the SR-71, sort of a gradual slope, and towards the end, to the front is the cabin. Now here is the middle of the SR-71, or somehow like behind the middle. Now you want to make a good pen mark over here to show where you put your wings at. Now here's this piece of paper which is going to become your wings. So fold it in half like this. And then you can have sort of the classic paper airplane fold right here. Fold it like that triangle right there, just like that. Now you're gonna fold the back piece soon, just like that. You fold that piece in like that. Make sure it's perfectly aligned. Make a nice crease in the back. Now what we're gonna do is you're going to fold those end pieces back in so there's no sticking out. There's a perfect triangle. Use scissors to crease it. Do so on the other side as well. Take your time on this. The wings are supposed to be very, very, very symmetrical. You want to tape them now. Tape all the sides. And you're going to fold it in half just like this after everything's taped. The reason why is because you're going to cut now. The SR-71 has sort of a odd triangular shaped wing structure, which is not completely a triangle, some sort of curved end. As you can see, the shape we're going to cut out here is like the ones that we have on the blueprints. Basically images off Google. You're going to cut it just like that, so it has rounded edges. And since we're on the back area, it's sloping inwards, as you can see. That shape. Remember to tape those sides as well. Also tape the middle section so that nothing is sticking up. You want a perfect wing structure. After this, just make sure everything's perfectly the same. Make sure all the folds are correct and all the tape is good. That's what it should look like. Now this part here is the fuselage. You're going to have to connect the fuselage to the wing. Make sure you have the center intact with the bottom of the airplane. You can see right there, you can just do it like that from underneath. Make sure the center of the wing match up with the center of the fuselage, so there won't be any lift differentiations. Now, here you're going to take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and you're going to cut down the middle of it. These will be your engine tubes, pylon, things, you know, basically the main engine. And you're going to roll them up like this. Roll them up however you think that it should be. The thickness or the width of it would be. Use it to your own perspective. See how much you want it to be. Personally, I like it that big. And after you have two of them rolled up, make sure they're identical, as close as you can get them. What you're going to do is you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're going to run them down the middle of the tube. Be very accurate on this. The slightest mistake can alter the whole plane. So as you cut down the middle, make sure it's a straight cut, clean cut. And basically, you've cut two lines down the engine so you can slide it into the wing, if you know how to do that. It's pretty easy. Just cut down the middle of the engine, make sure they're equal, and then slide the engine right into the wing structure. This way, the engine is right in the middle of the wing structure, just like that. And it does not interfere with the airflow as well. Now here, after you have both of your engines cut and taped onto the wings, make sure they're equivalent. They're pointing in the same direction and they're not pointing inwards or outwards much. Because of the tube, if the tubes are pointing inwards, it will decrease lift, make drag. Now you're going to take another piece of paper, fold it in half twice like this, make a square. You're going to take a pen, and you're going to draw on it. What you want to do with this is you really want to make sure that you have all your sides correct. You're going to take your pen here, make sure all your sides are correctly folded. Take your pen and draw this. It's basically the SR-71's vertical stabilizers. You might want to scale it down a bit. This is enlarged. This is not the actual piece I've used. You want to actually make it smaller. But basically, that's a cut that you want to make. That shape. Scale it down a bit. You'll be fine. Now, cut it out. As I said before, scale it down a bit so it'll be accurate. And remember which side you're folding. You want it so that you will cut two sets of these vertical stabilizers out, just like that. There you go. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push down on the bottom of it so you can make some sort of taping or a base for your vertical stabilizer. You see, take your thumbs and just press down and make yourself that. And here it is. Your vertical stabilizers are hooked onto your engine. SR-71 Blackbird, they are slightly inward. Their tilt is pointed slightly inwards towards each other. And it's a very good model. It looks very good to me. I'm going to test fly it later in the next video. It'll fly pretty well. All you have to do is adjust your horizontal stabilizers, vertical stabilizers, and you may want to add a couple of paper clips or penny weights onto the front of it for stabilization. It'll fly pretty well. It's a good model. It looks pretty accurate to me as a paper model. Remember, this is a paper model, not really built for looks, basically for flight dynamics. If you want looks, you can go to Canon Paper Crafts and make yourself a little nice art piece. I guarantee you it won't go anywhere but your desk. Thank you for watching this episode. Please stay tuned for more.